I'm the best. Yes, you are the best. Hello and welcome to the Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM, Hollywood's Bollywood station. I'm Rizwan Manji.
And I'm Ismail Bashi.
What's going on, Ismail?
Well, today's going to be a very special show. I'm really excited. We have two special guests today. We're going to start off the show, and we're actually going to take a live call from India, from Hyderabad, India, and we're going to speak about this. There's a movie out right now, released all over the U.S. called Dhanak. It's a beautiful movie directed by Nagesh Kukunur, and it's been co-produced by Elahe Heptullah. And we're actually going to speak to the producer of the film. We're going to talk about the film. I'm going to let her tell us more about the film once we have her on.
Can we start with we have a little clip of the trailer?
Yeah, why don't we go and play the trailer for a second, and we'll go live to her then.
मेरे प्यारे शाहरुख खान जी, मेरा नाम परी है। मेरा एक छोटा भाई भी है, छोटू। वो देख नहीं सकता। मैंने उसे वादा किया था कि उसके 90वें बर्थडे से पहले वो देख सकेगा। शाहरुख के छोटू को आंखें दे सकता है।
अरे उसके ऑपरेशन के लिए मैं जोड़ रहा हूँ ना पैसे।
बस चाचा, अब और झूठ नहीं।
तेरा हीरो शाहरुख खान लक्ष्मण के टिप्पो पे शूटिंग कर रहा है वो जैसलमेर के आगे।
हो जीने से भी ज्यादा जिए, उड़ानों से भी आगे।
I love the music already.
52 किलोमीटर। मैं तो मरने वाला हूँ।
And so that was the trailer from Dhanak. And right now we have on the telephones, I hope we haven't lost her yet.
Yeah, are you still? Is she there?
Elahe, are you still here?
Yes, I am. I'm very
Yay!
excited.
It works.
Yes, welcome to the show. We are so happy to have you on. First of all, I must say Ramzan Mubarak and Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah. Ramzan Mubarak to you and Rizwan as well.
Thank
and
you.
else who's listening.
Thank you so much. So I'll let you tell us about Dhanak, and then we'll go on with the questions. Why don't you tell our viewers, our listeners? I keep saying viewers because I'm such a visual person. But if you can tell
Ismail still thinks we're on television.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows, he's performing for the cameras that are not here.
We'll just pretend that the cameras are rolling because that's what we are used to. anyway.
I live
We'll
my
just go on with it.
I live my life like that. Yes. But go on, Elahe.
So Dhanak is a really sweet film, as you've heard about. I mean, you heard the trailer just now. It's a story of a brother and a sister who are completely committed to and devoted to each other. They don't have parents. They live with their aunt and uncle in rural Rajasthan. And the girl is about 10 and the boy is 8. And the brother is blind. And the sister, in her innocence, has promised him that by the time he's 9, she'll have him get his eyesight back. And he completely believes that, right? So he goes around life like a complete stud thinking, I'm just going to get my eyesight back in the next couple of months because that's when he's going to turn 9. And now Pari, who's the sister, has no idea how to do this because she's all of 10 herself. And then one day she comes across a poster of Shah Rukh Khan who's promoting an eye donation camp, and he says, donate your eyes and change someone's life. So she's like, oh, perfect. This is how I'm going to get Chotu to get his eyesight back. And starts writing to Shah Rukh Khan every single day saying, Mere priya Shah Rukh Khan ji, please help me get my brother's eyesight back. Does not hear from him. When someone tells them that he's shooting 300 kilometers away, she runs away with her brother. And this is their magical journey across the state of Rajasthan, the different people they meet before they reach Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh my God, it sounds
So
really...
that is Dhanak in a nutshell.
It sounds really good. And I have to be honest with you, and we did speak about this before, that I have not seen the movie yet, which is
But it's playing here in California.
It's
so
playing
we can
everywhere
actually
across.
see it.
It had an international release on the 17th, and it's playing, I think, all across. And I, for one, cannot wait to see it. So this was written by Nagesh?
Yes, it was. So there was a little story idea that came a couple of years ago for him to do an ad. And the ad did not have it just had a brother-sister story with, related, linked to a courier company kind of thing.
Okay.
So the ad fell through and then nothing happened. Then one fine day, 2 years later, Nagesh had this image. I don't know whether you've seen the poster of Dhanak, but it's the brother and sister holding hands, walking across kind of thing. And he had that image pop up in his mind, and he called his friend and said, anything happened with the ad? So he said no. And he said, can I take it and develop it into a screenplay? And he said, yeah, sure, go for it.
Wow.
And from that point, Nagesh, I think, sat on his desk for the next 7 days and hammered this out. And genuinely, like he keeps saying, it was so much fun writing because it reminded you of the India that we grew up in, where we trusted everyone. I mean, we got on buses without knowing who the people were. We got onto trucks. We took hitchhikes from strangers. And that was the India we grew up in. And today we are alarmed to even have our children cross the street on their own, right?
I know. I mean,
this was the time, so, and like we keep saying, Dhanak is there to remind all of us that the world is not really such a bad place anymore. There are good people. There is goodness in the world. So it was lovely filming the film.
And our audience will know Nagesh and yourself because you guys did Hyderabad Blues, correct? And can you tell us about some of the other films that our audience would know?
So we kind of became working partners in '97 with Hyderabad Blues. And that was really, it was Nagesh's script, his idea, everything. I just joined him for the lark because I thought, bilkul diwana aadmi hai. Coming here, giving up his job, everything, come back to India to make a film which has all 3 languages in it, which has, no songs, no known faces. We were bloody acting in the film.
I was going to say, you were in the film. You were in the film.
Yeah. We had no money to hire anyone else who was willing to, who said, Acha Nagesh will help you, became, in front of the camera, behind the camera, serving food. So it was really how, you've heard the stories of indie films being made. And we really went to save his soul. We're like, Bichara, if we can help him go back to America in one piece and take up his job again, we'd be happy. Magar nahi, Diwana, he made the film. It became what it became. And 20 years later, we are producing partners.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
How is this film doing? Have you guys have released in India already? Correct?
Yes, we released it internationally and nationally on the same day.
Okay.
It was a big feat for a film of this size because, you don't, usually it kind of grows. So, agar India mein hit hui, so then they kind of pick it up in different territories and stuff like that.
Right.
But what Nagesh and I started doing with our films for the last couple of years is that we make a film and then go do the festival circuit because we are not really Bollywood, We still are on the fringe. We make indie cinema. We don't have stars in it. So we really want to do the international circuit before we release in India, thinking that it's just one of our markets, not the only market. So last year, in Jan, it won Berlin, which was like a big thing. It won the Berlin Film Festival, the Grand Prix. So when that happened, it kind of opened this world of film festivals. So we went to 42 film festivals. We picked up 18 awards.
Wow.
And then we came back to India for the release. So then we had a simultaneous release internationally as well.
So you said you're not Bollywood, but I think you may not be Bollywood, but you and Nagesh you guys are producing, creating such amazing, meaningful films which actually resonate with, like you said, like this film, for instance, is showing us what the true innocence of India that we grew up in. So it's such a good feeling for someone like me to hear that there are these amazing projects being made. What's the process like? I mean, is it still hard to raise money for indie films, or does it get easier because now you have this great repertoire of films that you have produced, or is it still a struggle, or is it a little easier now?
No, it is a struggle, because it's always easy to sell packaged products, as they call it. So if you have any one name attached to it, it becomes easier. But for me, the name attached to it is always Nagesh Kukunur, because I'm selling him as a filmmaker.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes that's just not enough. So, the budgets become smaller, but more than making the film smile, it's the releasing of the film. The exhibition circuit has become so crazy. Like, for example, Dhanak was so, iti jani-mani film thi and sarhai gayi film thi that come back from so many festivals and stuff like that. And on the same day, you had an Urta Punjab that came with so much extra hype because the whole censorship issue and the whole, getting leaked on internet issue. So immediately our shows got taken up.
Right.
Every exhibitor, worth their salt, wanted to cash in on the weekend.
Of course.
So, Hyderabad maybe opened on like an afternoon matinee show only. And I'm thinking, dekho bhai, Ramzan hai. It's a child-friendly film. Neither school student can go at that time, neither the Rozadars can go.
Exactly.
So, we then fight, struggle, try and get one evening show. So that becomes more of a struggle than making the film.
People don't realize, and there's so much that goes in from the creation to the distribution to the actual, everything. There's so many factors to, and sometimes that's why I get really disheartened when great films, good films, don't get the exposure that they need, and we need people to see these kind of films, you know.
That's the only thing I'm telling you. Ismail, we made a film called Teen Diwali in 2003.
I remember that.
Nasiruddin Shah,
Yes.
Jimmy Chavla. Remember, and it was genuinely, we really made good content, and it was a great film. मेरे को 10 साल के बाद आके, you know, people will tell me what a film that was, and I'm like, कमीने वो Friday कहाँ पे थे? Because we need our people to go see it on the weekend to get the longevity.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
We need to open well. We need to have the people see it in the first week.
That's what
By
I
the
keep
time
telling
word of
people.
mouth grows.
Yes, and I keep
Yeah.
telling people that. I said, you know, जितने भी दोस्त हैं हमारे सब बोलते हैं कि हाँ we'll go see your project. I said नहीं, go see now. बोलो मत कि you're going to see my
बिल्कुल,
project.
अभी देखो.
Have you heard?
Yeah.
Have you heard Hira is from Hyderabad, and I love the way she says how. That's a very,
There's a whole portion of this that I don't understand because I don't speak any of the stuff so I'm gonna ask a question, but I don't know if it's already been answered because I don't know what just been said. But I'm gonna.
I tried to keep it in English as much as possible.
No, it was really good.
Okay?
No, our audience loves it because you know Ismail's the voice of the Rosetta Stone, so everybody loves it when he speaks Hindi. So I'm just gonna let him talk. But I do have a question.
You're not really the truly brown guy.
I wanted to ask what upcoming projects you have, because you know the only reason I'm hosting this show is to get myself more acting work. So I'm just trying to find out what the next project is, and is there a part for a 41-year-old Indian guy with a mustache?
Remember, she said that the one problem they had, they need to have a package with a name attached. Your name will bring it'll detract investors. But I'll let her answer. I'll let her answer that question.
No, so right now I was completely focused on the release of Dhanak because that takes every inch of your time and soul and space. But Nagesh has already finished another film, which she's not talking about right now. I didn't collaborate on that because I had gone to make another Bollywood film.
Oh, okay.
With John Abraham.
Okay.
And we didn't collaborate. But then now we are actually thinking of setting up really, you know, crossing the seas and coming over that side and setting up smaller indie projects in Canada and the US. And that's what we're actively working towards. So Nagesh is in America promoting Dhanak and also checking out the possibilities of mounting a project in the West, as we usually call it.
Very nice. Can I just ask you, you know, I think it's so important being that you work in an industry which is, you know, it's very male dominated, and especially in Bollywood. I mean, even though you may not be typically Bollywood, you're still working in India in a very male dominated culture. How was it? I mean, you give so much hope. You know, I have 2 daughters, and you give so much hope to all the girls who are going to grow up and they want to be filmmakers, they want to be producers, they want to be directors. Was it really is there still a glass ceiling, and what was your journey like? If you can just tell us a little about that.
Of course. No, but thank you for, you know, telling me that I gave hope, because really it has not, you know, Ismail, the way I was brought up, I really did not know there was a difference between the genders or sexes until I stepped out in the real world. So, you know, it's not the cliche that because my brother learned karate, I learned karate. Because he learned horse riding, I learned horse riding. No. Because I learned classical Indian dancing, my brother also learned classical Indian dancing.
Wow.
So for me, there was really no differentiation between the genders. And then I come out in the open world. And of course, then you are, you know, magar aap to aurat hain, aap ye kaisa kar sakte? Arre kahi ko bhi. Can we just get past that and get to the work? But in the first couple of years, anything that was a problem on set, because even though we are not Bollywood, like you said,
right,
our crew is Bollywood. Right?
Exactly.
We have the same crew that we work with.
Right.
So any problem on set, they would go directly to Nagesh. And he genuinely would look confused because he's sitting behind the monitor,
right,
directing the shot, and he's getting these production problems coming to him.
Right.
And he would say, no, check with ma'am.
Then they would have a problem trying to deal with you.
Onward,
Yeah.
Yeah, so second film onward, I started hiring an assistant director, telling him or her that on day 5, I will publicly fire you. And I will make sure that I will tell you loudly and scream at you and say, you will not step on my set again.
Wow.
And you will be fired from that day. Yeah. So that kind of sent the message out to the crew that I do wear the pants.
Wow, that is awesome.
I had to employ, you know, stupid tactics like that.
That's very Shakespearean, Machiavellian. I like that. In fact, you know what? I'm going to fire Rizwan right now.
Pay him first. He has to be paid and he has to know what he's getting into. Then only can you do it.
Baba, we are getting paid in hugs on this show. We're not getting paid any money. हमको सब गले मिलते हैं हमारे यहाँ.
So my heart goes to Rizwan, okay?
Yes, but I have to say I am so proud of you. I've known you for quite a while now, and I remember we first met when I came for a screening of Bollywood Calling, and Parizad had invited me, who was in the film.
Yes.
And I have to say, you make us proud. So keep up the good work, and I cannot wait to see what else you guys collaborate on and all the good things you do.
I can't wait to see the movie. I have 3 kids. I was going to say 2. Is it safe? Is it safe for me to take the kids? Is it safe for me to take the kids to this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Kids, parents, neighbors, kids, everybody. It's a clear U, as they call it. Certified with us. So, like, in fact, when the censor board didn't give us any trouble or cuts, we were so upset. We were like, please do something. You can't just give us a clear U like that. So how will we get our publicity?
Exactly. Anyway, so it was really nice talking to you, Elahe, and I hope we hear
Smile.
and we please stay in touch, and we will be right back.
We're the Brown
Thank you,
Guys.
Rizwan. Bye, Smile.
Bye. Desi 980 AM.
Bye.
You're listening to Desi 980 AM, LA and San Diego's only Desi station.
Hello and welcome back to the show. This is the Brown Guys, and this is one of the Brown Guys. I'm Ismail Bashi.
And I'm Rizwan Manji.
And you guys just finished listening to Elahe Hiptullah, who was the producer of this amazing film, Dhanak. And right now we have something very special, Rizwan.
We have in the studio right now, we have our good friend Sanjay Chandani. Hi, Sanjay.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
All right. How are you? Good to
Doing
be here.
good. Are you worried?
Yeah, I'm worried about the questions that are going to come from you guys.
So, exactly what are we going to talk about? I mean, you have to tell people what they're going to listen, what they should expect. Because if you keep telling people that, if you keep telling that people that we just have our friend, they'll think, oh, these guys are just doing a frat
That's
party.
it. We just have all our friends coming and we're going to just talk to them.
Well, at least we have friends.
Some of us do.
Well, I had my friend called. We called her from India.
That is true. That is true. Sanjay.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to talk about. I mentioned on the Facebook page, if anybody's been there, on the Brown Guys Facebook page, which if you haven't, you should go because we put a lot of information on there.
Right.
But you are a Christian scientist. I was actually asking, is that what you say, Christian scientist?
Scientist, yeah.
Yeah.
You could say that. Yeah.
And you were born and raised in Mumbai.
Yes, that's
right?
correct. Yeah.
And there's, as we said yesterday, there's a lot of religions in India, but most people think Hindu, Christian,
Sikhism,
Muslim, Sikhism,
Jainism.
But Christian science is something
It's
that
a very small.
Yeah.
It's an American religion, formed originally in India, in America.
By what? It's
by Mary Baker Eddy.
and she has a book, right?
She has a book called Science and Health, and Science and Health with the Key to the Scriptures, which means that it gives you an explanation of the King James Version of the Bible.
Okay.
So she explains that, and it's mathematical. It's like a science where it helps you do healings or understand how to live life.
That's awesome. Now
Yeah.
you grew up in Mumbai.
Yes.
Were your family was not Christian, was not following Christian
tell
science?
us about that.
What happened?
Okay, that's a funny story, actually. We were all raised in Hindu. We're Sindhis, Hindus.
Yeah.
But
Chandani. I guess everybody told me that if your last name is Ani, then you're
Sindhi. or you're Italian. Armani.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of Ismaili Muslims also have Ani. I guess is that from the
Bhojwani.
or Manjiani, or is that all? They're all Sindhi. Is
Sindhi,
that,
they have some kind of, because Kutchi has a little bit of
Yeah.
Sindhi and stuff. But
all
I
connected.
digress. Yeah. So my dad and his brother were actually walking by this Christian Science church, and they'd always see these people coming out with big smiles on their faces and stuff, and they seemed happy. So they decided one day, hey, let's go try it. Let's look at it. And
Were they offering free cookies?
not that I remember. And so they walked in. They liked it. Subsequently, my dad's brother did not go back, but my dad went further, and they brought my mom into it. And so since I was 5 years old, it's been I've been a Christian Scientist all my life,
So
basically.
prior to that, was your dad like a practicing Hindu, or was he kind of like, culturally more Hindu than practicing?
I'd say more culturally than Hindu than practicing.
And was there any resistance from your mother initially, or was she very open to it?
It took her a little while.
Oh, okay.
But she was fairly open, and she embraced it, but it was more I'd say there was more resistance from family members
Within the community.
Because it's Christian. What does that mean and stuff? But
I have to say what really surprised me, and in a good way, is that I did not realize that there was a Christian Science population in India. I had no idea. And then, we have some common friends. And then I, discovered that, wow, there's a whole Christian Science community in India. I mean, there are several religions, and I'm not aware of all of them. But can you talk us about the Christian Science community in Bombay or in India in general?
It was a small community. It grew in Bombay quite a bit, but now it's being spread out in Bangalore and in Chennai and a whole bunch of areas. And, it's funny that you asked that. Right now, there's the head of the Christian Science Church is an Indian woman from Bangalore.
In the U.S.?
In the U.S. She's the president of the Mother Church, which is set out in Boston. She's the head. Her name's Anu Mathai, and she was just elected, so she's going to be the president for this coming year, and she's a Christian Science practitioner. So for those people who want to know what a Christian Science practitioner is...
That's interesting, because just from listening... now, was she born a Christian Scientist? Because
I don't know her history.
Neither do I, but just going by that last name, Mathai normally is from Kerala, and they're normally by birth, they are Syrian Christians.
That's a good point. So it could be, but I think she found Christian Science along the way.
But I don't know this person, and I'm sure, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I always am.
Yeah, that we know.
Yes.
Being wrong.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of love.
Let's just leave that there.
There's a lot of love in this room.
Christian Science is about love anyways.
Well, there you go. I feel the love. I feel the love, brothers.
I am going to go ahead and just get to the controversy. I don't know if it's really controversial, but Sanjay is an actor as well as
That's the controversy?
Well, it's controversial. And you were a competitive swimmer. You were one of the, what is it, the first...
I was one of the top swimmers in India when I was growing up, and I swam at the World Championships and stuff. Went to swim in Italy, Capri to Naples, sea swimming and stuff. Yeah.
Now, the question that the controversy there's nothing controversial about that. However, Christian Scientists do not go to the doctor. Is that, or is that, how does that? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. That's they respect doctors, but it's up to you as a Christian Scientist. It's your choice. But most people who practice Christian Science don't end up going to the doctors.
Yeah.
But it's up to you, basically.
Yeah.
For me, I've never taken even Tylenol or any of that stuff ever, even for a headache, nothing. Or, I haven't been to a doctor, I don't know, for any of these ailments or anything ever. My wife, who's Hindu, she supports what I do, but she's always nervous about it, But she says, "What if you got into an accident?" Or if some friends have asked me.
I mean, since I'm your friend, I know this. But didn't you get into an accident on set? Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, good remembrance on that one. Yeah,
I do. Some of us, we listen to our friends and we remember things. Ismail was brought at that same conversation. I don't think he remembers this.
I normally choose to forget 10 seconds later. That's my motto in life. That's how I stay happy and healthy and young and beautiful.
Can I get it?
Yes, you can get a word in. You can get a word in.
I love the banter, but
it's a struggle.
I think Rizwan asked me a question, but I don't know.
It's a struggle here.
No, see, guys, people who are listening to you guys, Christians and Muslims can get along, Hey, no, but the thing, I was on a set and I bent down to pick something up, and my head met a banister, and there was a big scar, a big gash across my right eyelid, and it was bleeding profusely, and everybody was nervous, and what was going to happen. The nurse on set was like, she's like, "I can do this, but you need to go to the emergency, get stitches, get this and that." And I was like, can you please just clean the wound up? And then she put those butterfly bandages on there. I said, I have a way of dealing with this, and I would appreciate if you did, didn't do anything else. And she said, "Well, you're going to need about 8 to 10 stitches and stuff." And I let it go at that, and then I went home, called a Christian Science practitioner, and a Christian Science practitioner is somebody who helps you change your thought and go up to your, try to understand what your true likeness is, that your perfect idea, a spiritual idea of God, and these accidents are no part of you. And just understanding that concept, I was completely healed, no stitches, no scars, nothing.
How long did that process take?
It was done in about less than a week. I was
Wow.
completely healed. But you guys also know one close one about how my ankle got dislocated. And
Yeah, that makes me even shudder right now. I remember that. I remember seeing your.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it was. So I was doing CrossFit, and my ankle. This woman moved the bench, and I stepped on it, and my leg went one way. I went the other way. It was dislocated, and the CrossFit instructor, who happened to be an Iraqi, he's an American guy who was in the Iraq War as a medic.
Okay.
And he'd go down to rescue all these people with injuries and stuff. So he had come back, and he was doing this. He said, "Okay, it's going to be painful." He put the ankle was dislocated. He put it into position, and then the rest of it was I just worked it out in Christian Science, and I'm back to normal. Jump around, nothing, no problems.
I'm feeling pain just thinking about it.
I know. So you guys you can vouch for that. You've seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, I've seen it, and I know that it works great for you, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's talk. So you with the whole. Let's stay on this medical topic for a little bit. Vaccinations.
To be honest, I have had vaccinations. This was before.
Well, you had vaccinations because you didn't actually convert till you were 5, right?
Yeah.
But what is your feelings on it?
To each his own. I have no problems with it. Like, say, my wife and I, if we had kids, I would defer to her if she wants that. So I'm more open that way. I don't have any strict rules that you have to do this or that. I don't believe that they cause the autism or whatever that science.
What about you think in general Christian scientists who are in America? What is their feeling? Because I read somewhere that that this new law is it passed already? Where when you start kindergarten, you have to have before you could get a medical professional to say that you are exempt for religious beliefs, right? And now they passed a law saying that if you do want to go to a public school, that you do need to have. I think it might even be private as well, but you need to have verification that you've had these vaccines. So how does that put the Christian Science community who doesn't necessarily, you don't even take Tylenol. So how does that work? You're injecting.
See, I can't talk for the whole Christian Science community. There's, there have some people who do. My thinking on it is, I've used the exemption before. I've asked for, when I've had to go to go to a set or go somewhere else, I've asked for exemption from being this. And I've heard that I think they were trying to get that exemption still, but I don't know. But see, for the safety of other people, say in a public school.
Yeah.
I would go in that direction where for the safety to make other people feel safe.
Yeah.
I would go ahead and say, okay, go ahead and do the vaccination, so it'll be a common thing.
So there's no
for me personally, I can only speak for myself, and so that's
great. That's a great attitude.
You have to be open because people's beliefs should not come in the way of. I can't hold my beliefs over you guys, and you don't hold it over me, and we have a good friendship.
Well, Rizwan holds his beliefs on everybody.
Okay. Yes.
And can I just make a very unbiased observation here, because Rizwan just said, we'll go back to Christian Science. Rizwan just said that some friends keep listening when other friends talk. All throughout this interview, he's been doodling on that page loudly that I can hear it through this mic. He's doodling while you're talking.
Okay.
I just thought I'd put it out there.
I know. I was wondering. Thank you, Ismail. I was wondering what he was doing.
It's funny that you know.
You thought he was writing you a check.
This is what, the 6th show? This 5th? I don't know. Michael, do you know what show this is? Number 5. He's putting up his 5. This is the pages. How much doodling have I done? Notice that this is the first time you've noticed that this is how I concentrate.
Yes, this is how you process, and this is how you listen. We should ask your wife about that. I said whenever you have a meaningful discussion, Rizwan's doodling.
So let's get back to Sanjay.
Okay.
You said you're married to somebody who's not a Christian Scientist.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Like, if she's worried, tell us.
No. If she at first it was she didn't quite understand what it was all about. But you guys know Veena. She was very patient, and she worked her way through it. And still on certain things, she doesn't quite understand it, to put it lightly. But then she's willing to let it go. She says because she's seen the healings, she's seen the things that have happened, and so she's very supportive in that front.
But are there moments of friction or misunderstanding?
Not really. We can talk it out, and there's not that much of that friction.
That's good.
So and then
good.
she's gone she's gone down that path in her own way with studying spiritual psychology and things. So it all makes.
Oh yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because she's what is she studying? What is?
She was studying with I guess University of Santa Monica in spiritual psychology. So it's kind of all thought based.
Yeah.
It's a belief system where you just what you think is how that comes out into your experience, right? And so. I don't know if that's making sense, but that
definitely. And then we also like to ask our guests what they're doing. Like, what do you do on a what's your job? I mean, we said you're an actor, and you're not competitive swimming anymore.
No, I'm not swimming anymore, but I like that.
But I got to tell you, he's such a great swimmer that Rizwan and I do not get into a pool when Sanjay enters the pool. We refuse. We said, it's I just don't feel like it. I have cramps, or I have a headache or something. It's because he's brilliant and he makes us look really bad.
Thank you for saying that. But I also want to say that they, actually they both, Rizwan and Ismail, did ask me initially when they were trying to get their kids to learn how to swim. They actually came to me first, so I got to give them.
Yes,
I got to give them props for that. Yeah.
We just couldn't afford his fees. Once this show starts making money, then we'll actually go back to you, Sanjay.
No, but you also teach.
I teach and I direct shows for kids.
Okay.
And I've got Rizwan's kids, Ayana and Arik, have become fans of mine. They
saw Grease.
They saw Grease that I directed, and they saw another show called Chateau La Roche, which they really enjoyed. And then Ayana was so cute. She saw that show that night, and she heard that I had 3 more shows the next day with some other shows. She's like, Mom, can I skip school and come and see that?
That's not with her mother.
It's not happening.
I would have let her skip school, but not her mother.
Yeah. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Now, so you teach during the day.
Yeah.
And how does that work with the act? Like, how does that work with the acting stuff?
Well, I'm really grateful. I work only part time. I do it on a part time basis. But I have some teachers who are very supportive, and the school's very supportive on letting me just if I have an audition, I can just step out, go out, do the audition, and come back. It's part of the deal because they work with me on that. So it's been really good.
So they're
very supportive. Yeah.
Are they supportive enough to let your friends' kids go there for free?
That I don't know.
That's the real reason.
That's the real reason. Yeah. Oh, a friend's discount. Yeah, that's
because that would be real support.
I know that would be real support.
Yeah,
that's
so
true. I know Rizwan's always asked me about that. Can I get discount?
Yes,
friends discount.
That would be good.
Family discount.
Why not?
I know.
Discount is Rizwan's second favorite.
Are you able to
designer.
mention the school?
I don't know.
No, I'm letting you. Do you want to mention the school?
Let's not get controversial.
I don't think it's controversial. It's okay.
So should we take a break and come back?
Yeah, we'll take a break, and then we're going to have Sanjay back with us, and we're going to talk about stuff that's going on.
You're going to stay, right?
Oh, I'd love to. I love this banter. I love to hang out. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
You're listening to The Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM, Hollywood's Bollywood station.
We shall be right back.
Hi guys, thank you for listening to The Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM. If you're interested in submitting a topic, sponsoring a segment, or advertising on the show, send an email to contact@desi980am.com. That's contact@desi980am.com.
Stay connected to the Desi community and everything you need to know. Visit desi980am.com. desi980am.com.
Make some noise for the Desi boys! D-boys! D-boys!
Welcome back to The Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM. I'm Rizwan Manji.
And I'm Ismail Bashi.
Pay attention. Where were you?
Sorry, I was in La La
Where? It
Land.
takes
I was
so long.
I was having
I
a
always am
moment.
like, I'm Rizwan Manji, and then I wait like 30 seconds for you to say your name.
Crickets. I'm sorry, I was having a moment.
We're back in the studio with Sanjay Chandani, actor, competitive swimmer, teacher, Christian scientist, many,
Thespian.
many things. So we're going to talk about current events, or as somebody posted today on our Facebook page, current affairs, which
Current
I like.
affairs?
I like that.
Wasn't that
the
a
name of
show
the Yeah, current
like
affairs.
years ago?
I like it.
I have to say one very quick thing, and it's almost
not
like
gonna be quick.
No, it's never quick, but it's kind of sad. A very prolific Qawwali singer called Amjad Sabri was assassinated yesterday in Pakistan, and it sort of reminds us that even though we want to accept and believe that this world is beautiful and people are all at love is at the core base of our existence, but then these things happen and it kind of just makes you reevaluate everything, and then you appreciate life for what you have. But I just wanted to put it out there and say we are really saddened by that. Amjad Sabri, fantastic Qawwali singer, and it's a huge tragic loss. And so now that we wanted to talk about current events, I actually had a couple of questions. Rizwan, what happened today in the Senate? Oh, in the House.
In the House. Okay. So, Sanjay, you're here too. So you know
I'm
what's
going to chime in. Yeah, I'm ready for this.
So they had is that what it's called? They had a sit-in?
They had
Is
a
that what it
sit-in.
is?
Yes. They went old school.
And there's a whole, there's all of them, all the Democrats, they're waiting, they want to vote on the gun on the
laws.
no-fly, no-buy bill, which we talked about yesterday because of the Senate, and now it's happening in the House. Now, I have a question for you guys, actually. What do you think about this no-fly, no-buy bill? Like, I feel like the three of us, I don't know about you, Sanjay, but I know the two of us. Well, the two of us are obviously against guns, right? Like, and I'm assuming I'm against guns completely. Like, I am like,
no, man, I believe in the Second Amendment, but it's not for,
I don't even, I think the Second Amendment is already also like, there's people, this is the guns, whatever. That's, we're getting way too political. But however, the no-fly, no-buy bill is kind of insane in the sense that, okay, now you have this law for the general public, which is they can buy guns. It's the Second Amendment. And then you're saying these specific people who have had no due process. So let's just say it had nothing to do with the Second Amendment. Let's say this was just a bill like you can buy whatever, you can buy a television. And now you're saying that the whole world, all of America can buy this. But now you have these people who are on this no-fly list, which have gotten no due process. They're just being investigated. Now are not allowed to do what the other Americans are going to do.
But isn't that the same thing with people being on the terrorist watch list?
Well, that's what it is,
but that's
right?
the thing.
Exactly. But you can be on the terrorist watch list without.
But you could be on the no-fly list without being on a terrorist watch list, because you could have just. Some people get into a fight with an airline and somehow they get on the no-fly list, or that has happened.
Absolutely, but that's the crux of the issue. That's why the Republicans are fighting against bringing this bill in.
But isn't it interesting that it's the Republicans that are fighting against this? Because I'm surprised that the ACLU hasn't come out and said, look, it's one thing to go and say we're going to ban the assault weapons and we're going to ban all these things for everyone, but then to do this for just a certain group of people that have had no due process, then isn't that
Yeah, absolutely. That's the problem. And so because just like Ismail said that, about somebody getting on because you had a fight with the airline and you get on that no-fly list, then you don't get a chance to. But I think that's where the crux is. Where do you have to find a way to give those people a chance to get off the no-fly list.
This is why I'm conflicted about it, because in the sense less people will have guns, which I am for, because I want nobody to have guns. But in a way, it weirdly has a ripple effect, right? I think it was Trevor Noah on the Daily Show that said he kind of said it eloquently in the sense that we're okay with these taking liberties away from people when we have a Democrat who's in office, who's the president. Like we kind of Obama's gonna do right by us and he's gonna make. what happens when Donald Trump is the president? Like, and then he's like, well, I'll just put everybody. Like, I can. If there's this no fly, there's no fly, no buy. There's no fly doing other. Like, there's all these other things that they can take away from us.
No, but
because you're on this like random list that you have no idea, you have no way of getting off of it, you have no process, and you can just be like, and now I don't want you to do this, and I know, well, you could do it for this. Now you can do it for this.
But Mitch McConnell, I don't know if you guys came across this today. He's like saying from the Senate, he's saying, you know what, we'll give, instead of doing any of this no fly, no buy thing, none of that. Thus, because it got defeated in the Senate. But he's saying, let's give the FBI full status to surveil you on your browser history without you knowing. Now that's scary. Can you imagine who could be?
That is very.
You do not want to see my browser history.
Exactly.
No. I knew this was going to go.
I set this up for a smile.
But can I two things?
Yeah.
First of all, when I first saw the hashtag no fly, no buy, I thought it was an ad for like Dubai duty free. If you're not flying through us, you cannot buy those perfumes at that discounted price. But now, if you are, and Rizwan, especially you, say like you're completely against guns. So if it's just that civil liberty with this bill, why do you care with the no fly, no buy? Because if it's guns, who cares if a person is on the no fly list?
That's what I'm saying. I'm conflicted by it because I still think if it is the law of the land, if you guys are not, I think if you're gonna do a sit-in, do it for the whole thing. Ban assault weapons, ban all these things. If you're using this platform, getting people on board for this, to do it, to take away civil liberties from people that have had no due process, that's a very, very slippery slope. If you're gonna do it for the bigger cause, which is get rid of people buying assault weapons. You know what I mean? Like, why do we need a I'm gonna say a word that's gonna fine us on the radio, but like, why do we need? Why do we need machine guns?
I heard the funniest thing. We need the assault rifles to go deer hunting. I was like, what?
You're really terrible. Okay, I wanna.
Okay, I'm gonna say something which. No. It's talking. Even though I'm not a vegetarian, I keep saying this. I just don't understand hunting. We're not in the dark ages, and I know there are people who love hunting. I have friends who love hunting, and it's what people do. I just don't get it.
But even then, seriously, do we need assault weapons for this?
Exactly, we don't need this.
What is it? I'm saying the wrong words. Keep saying machine guns. There's like
it's AR-15s.
Well, I don't know whatever those.
Yeah, you're living in the 1970s.
This is my
now.
I know. This is my favorite article.
Assault weapons or whatever.
This is my favorite article that I read today because it actually kind of summed up what I was trying to say because I'm doing a very bad job of explaining it. But I'm gonna put it up on the Facebook page, and it's from Gawker, and it said the Democrats are boldly fighting for a bad, stupid bill, and it goes through specifically what I'm talking about, which is yes, that we want to have Americans have less weapons, but doing it this way and fighting and doing a sit-in for this is a terrible, terrible idea. So that's where I am with that.
I'm leaning towards that too.
My wife just sent me a text saying, no fly, no buy, and no due process over and over. What about removing guns from people with prior violent offenses?
Exactly. Yeah, that is that they've gone through you know what I mean? Like they've already gone through their thing and they've had offensive. I agree with your wife.
Well, I had to say that, otherwise I couldn't go back home.
Well, now that you've quoted her, you need to tell us her name.
Bethany.
That's all?
That's all?
All right, thanks, Bethany.
Thank you so much, Bethany. No, but that was really helpful. And I think it's a valid point. People
you know what? Bethany should call in. 1-888-KFWB-980. Bethany, if you're listening, call in to us. Or if anybody else wants to talk about how wrong I am about the Second Amendment, feel free to call us. 1-888-539-2980. We don't have much time left on the show, but we will take your call.
Okay, and also just call in to say that how wrong Rizwan is about everything. So today, someone told me that it's National Something Day.
Great. It's always National Something Day.
Who makes these things up? I want to know.
I think it's
And how do you feel about it?
I think it's those card companies, American Greetings or one of those companies.
It's national what?
Someone told me it could have been a joke that it's National Selfie Day.
National Selfie Day.
I mean, there's a national day every day. And does that annoy some? I mean, it kind of just like
I think
bugs
half
me
of us
sometimes.
don't know that it. I love it when it's like National Donut Day and then
Yeah.
like Dunkin' Donuts will give you free donuts.
Oh, yeah.
That I can deal with.
Free stuff. I'm always I'm always on the
Big
board.
fan.
Do
Big
we
fan
have? Didn't you say you had an update on Salman? Another update on
Well,
Salman?
it's not an
Khan?
update on Salman.
It's
but
like
I
3
guess,
days in a row.
No.
3
It's
days
not
in
an
a
update
row.
on Salman. But just since we were having that conversation, we were talking about, the use of that word. I guess I wanted to give it out to you guys and see what your thoughts are on that. How our vernacular, our language, and the things that we do and say has changed over the years. Now, I was thinking out loud, and I could be completely wrong, but the word used in that context with Mr. Khan was rape, right? And it's such a violent, hateful word. But we keep using this one word a lot. And what's the worst thing? One of the worst things you can do to someone? The word kill.
Right.
Now, the word kill is used so blatantly in a lot of expressions. Oh, I killed that exam. I killed that audition. Oh, and sometimes, when you're angry with someone, you say it. And I've heard people say it. Probably I've caught myself. You don't mean it. You say, oh my God, I'm going to kill you. Now, Are you really going to kill someone? No. I mean, you could probably be saying about, like that someone you don't mean it, but you say that expression. Now, of course, if you compare it with saying, oh, I raped that exam, that would not be acceptable, even though killing, I'm not trying to compare, but
it just doesn't have. I think it doesn't have. Look,
Why?
as soon as he said, we
And
all
I
had a
don't-
reaction to it.
Right.
Even reading it, we didn't hear him say it. We reaction to it. So there is already that connotation with it. That's not the same for kill because it is in the vernacular and it also means to end. It doesn't necessarily.
It means to end life.
But it also. But
it's not taken in that context.
There is
End life.
other
Why?
other meanings
Why?
of it.
Why?
It's just-
That's what I'm
it's just
saying. So
not-
why is the word?
But he. Yeah.
What was interesting was when he said it, and the reporter interviewing him also giggled at that thing. He didn't take it as seriously.
He said it right away. He said right away. He's like, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have said.
So he knew. He knew right away that he said something.
Has he
wrong.
apologized? After
His father
that?
apologized.
Okay, but somebody gave him 1 week to come back and apologize or something.
The National Council for Women.
Oh, they did.
Which I really think that he should and he probably will.
Yeah.
But again, and I am not speaking on his behalf, but then, also a lot of, when these things happen, people go and apologize. How sincere is that? Or is it just part of the whole, your PR?
Yeah.
You just want to, do stuff that, you stay relevant and you don't, burn more bridges. What do you feel? Is there really something known as a genuine apology? There can be, but what do you think, Rizwan?
I think there is a PR machine that goes into place, and you kind of have to because I mean, as we have seen, I keep bringing up Paula Deen. She tried. I feel like she might have been genuinely apologetic for what happened, but she went on and she tried to do it without her publicist, and there was that horrible. I don't know if anybody saw that YouTube video she did that she had edited to make that apology. It was insane, and I think at some point when you're in the public eye, you need to get the PR. I think you can be genuinely sorry, but then I think you do need somebody in place to sort of help you, guide you through that apology phase. And he probably is getting. I'm not going to fault him for getting help through trying to apologize, but he needs to, and it needs to be genuine. And there, I think when it is genuine, even with the PR machine, it comes off authentic.
But then that there's this whole PR machine thing happening. Mm-hmm. Most people know about that, so and they still expect an apology because they know that this is only happening because someone's trying to protect their image, someone's trying to backpedal.
But only the person, Salman will be the only person who knows if it's genuine or not, and he can do...
No, but the public, sure. like Rizwan knows. Yeah. I'm saying he's the public. Say someone, and he knows that these things happen because there's a publicist or a PR person telling you, okay, now you got to do damage control. It's like spin doctors, doing it for politicians. When the whole Anthony Weiner thing happened, they try to, put a different spin on it. So when we know these things, so how do we, do we really believe anything people say anymore?
I don't know.
Or am I just being too cynical?
When are you gonna do? There are PR people. They get paid a lot of money, and
no. But my point is that we know that people are doing this because they are now told to do this. So does that make the offended party says, okay, now it's okay? Because it's been undone?
I guess you'll only know by the actions, right?
Yeah.
You only know by the actions after that, whatever happens that way.
And the thing is, on a large stage like this, the optics matter, right? Like, even if it's not genuine, the optics of it matter. The actual announcement of it, the actual, like the...
They do matter, but it almost seems like, like you said, the optics matter, but it almost seems like it's more like theatrics. It's more because it's expected.
But the whole life is theatrics. Like, his whole life, the reason he's in the public, his whole life is a show in and of itself, right? Like, he is on a public stage. All of his theatrics. So it kind of, and if somebody else would have said this, somebody who's not Salman Khan, it would have just, nobody would have noticed. Nobody would have said that it wouldn't have mattered, right? Like, it sucks that people talk like that, but I'm sure 1,000 people said horrible, if not worse, things in India.
Look,
the
I've
day
said
that
it
he
before,
said that,
and I'm sure Sanjay will attest to that. We both were born and raised there, and growing up, we saw racism, political incorrectness. It's there, right there, in your face.
We have to go to break, but we will be back for a short period of time right after this break. This is the Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM, Hollywood's Bollywood station. All right, see you in a bit.
Thank you for listening to The Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM. If you're interested in submitting a topic, sponsoring a segment, or advertising on the show, send an email to contact@desi980am.com. That's contact@desi980am.com.
Find us on Facebook and keep up with everything Desi at facebook.com/Desi980am.
Hello and welcome back to the Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM. We were just brought in. That music was Amjad Sabri, right?
Yeah,
it was
unfortunately
that
passed
we talked
away.
about earlier. That's beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful voice.
I know you got text from your wife telling you stuff about what we were talking, and my wife was like, what was that last sigh before we went to break? It sounds like why did you sound like you were bored? And I'm like, it wasn't bored, I was just confused as to we were going on break, we were still talking, and I was upset that we were, so just so you know, it wasn't a sigh of boredom, it was a sigh of me going confusion of when we were. Thank you, Thuslim,
And
for
Veena,
that.
And Veena just sent me a text. She's like, no friction, LOL.
Great. So we got texts from our wives during this. We need to have a segment next week where our wives come on and we
might not have a show next week.
Oh no! We are done for today. We will be back tomorrow with Rajiv Satyal, a comedian and actor.
Wonderful.
And we'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. You're listening to the Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM.
And Sanjay, thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun, guys. Great job.
We had a lot of brown guys in the studio today. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Well,
Alvida.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to The Brown Guys on Desi 980 AM. If you're interested in submitting a topic, sponsoring a segment, or advertising on the show, send an email to contact@desi980am.com. That's contact@desi980am.com.
You're listening to Desi 980 AM. KFWB, Los Angeles and San Diego. Hollywood's Bollywood station.